Okay, so yesterday we have completed the inbound process with POSC, and when we are trying to run outbound process with POSC, we were getting error related to the pack workstation. So yesterday during the class, Rogelio has actually asked me to add one more step in inbound process and demonstrate, that is a deconsolidation. So in today's class, we'll discuss about POSC in inbound process deconsolidation, and we'll also discuss about outbound process with POSC, and if time permits, we'll also cover layout oriented storage control. Okay, so let's first start with the deconsolidation in inbound process. Let me open my local desktop. So team, did you get a chance to practice, or do you have any doubts so far on any of the topics? Because if you practice, then it will be easier for you to work in projects.
Yeah, well, I haven't practiced within our system because I know what I did. So for now, it's good. What I have doubts is with the last things, but I'm checking it. So I don't know if you have some document that you are also sharing, or we will have the videos.
Sorry, come again. You mean?
No. I was saying that if you provide some kind of document that we can follow, like because we were checking the configuration with you, but I was wondering if you have something that you can share with us.
Okay, so the point one, start revisiting all these topics and try to build your own warehouse. This is point number one. And point number two, what I'll do is I'll share all the required documents, necessary documents, which are related in our topic and also which are useful in the projects. Okay. So I'll share all the bundle of documents to you so that it will be easy for you how to configure and all.
Yeah.
Even if I don't cover those topics in the training sessions, maybe you can refer those documents and try running your cycles.
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah. It sounds perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So maybe by today or tomorrow, I'll share all the documents to Ravi, and Ravi will be sharing all the documents to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So let us now start with the inbound process with deconsolidation. Let me log in. So in yesterday's class, what we have done is we have created a storage process. Okay. INB1. In the storage process, we have defined external steps. First one is 1ULD, which is unload. Second one is put away. Here we have source and destination auto WT. So here in system, we have given the source as door, destination as GR zone. In put away, we haven't defined anything because destination will be taken care by. Can anyone tell me how is the destination, the final bin determined by the system?
Based on the put away strategy.
Right, you're right. And why didn't I give any source bin for the external step 2PTY in the config?
Because
from the first one?
Exactly. So always remember, if you have defined your external steps, so the destination bin of the first external step will be the source bin of the second external step. Okay, so that is the logic behind it. If in case, if in a scenario like if the source is automatically determined by the destination of first external step, and your destination bin is taken care by strategies, then it is not necessary to define POSC for the second external step, okay, which we have already done in the previous class. Now, what we are going to do is, instead of directly putting away, what we'll do is, we'll add one more step, okay, which is deconsolidation. So my business scenario is, I'm receiving a HU. This is my HU, HU001. And in my HU, I'm actually packing, I mean, my customer or my vendor is packing both the materials, mat1 and mat2, in the same HU and is sending me. Okay. So in my system or in my warehouse, I have dedicated storage bins or dedicated storage types for each and every material. I'm not allowed to place the HUs having the mixed material. So in my process, what I do is, while I receive the stock, I'll send it to a work center. I'll deconsolidate it into small boxes, repack it into the individual HUs, and then place the stock into their respective bins. So that is what I want uh, this process to be achieved with the help of POSC. Okay. So how can I achieve this? So the first thing is, you need to define your storage process. Okay. In this time, my storage process is INB2. And after that, I'll use the same external steps for unload, which is one ULD. The source will be door and destination will be GR zone. And the next step will be my decon. Okay. So I'll just define an external step called DCON. And here my source will be anyways copied from the destination bin of first external step. So I'll keep this empty. And here I'll give my destination bin as decon01. What is this decon01? This decon01 is actually a work center. Okay. So in GR zone or in GI zone, we have defined one work center, right? So similar to those work centers, we define one more work center dedicatedly for deconsolidation. So this decon work center have few extra functionalities when we compare to the normal work centers. Okay. So I'll show you that extra functionalities if when we are uh, looking into the work center layout of decon. Okay. But for now, what you need to understand is, decon is a work center and we are creating one bin under that work center, and that bin we are hard coding here in the destination bin for decon external step. And after that, I'll use the same external step to PTY. Source will be the decon minus 01 itself, and destination will anyways be taken care by the strategies. So this step I need not define in the POSC. Is that clear till now? And obviously I'll activate this auto WT for these two steps. So till
Yep.
now, do you have any doubts?
No.
So even though that you are defined, like even though that the put away strategy is gonna determine the destination for the destination, you still have to include that step, correct?
Yes. In storage
Okay.
process, when you define your sequence, then it is needed to define all these steps. But there is one more setting where you give your source bin and destination bin, right? So there you need not give any source and definition.
Okay. And then
Okay.
if you didn't have the put away strategy, then you would put the destination.
Then obviously, I mean, if your strategies is not configured in correctly, then definitely the initial step itself will fail, because here we are maintaining one more check, product or HOWT.
Okay.
We activate this, right? So while creating the first step itself, system will check whether this configuration is correct or not. If this is the strategies is correct, then only system will create the first task. Let me show you in the system. I'll open the configuration. I'll show you the present configuration. Okay, first I'll go to my storage process, INB1. So yesterday we have defined the storage process INB1. Here we have defined two external steps. One is one ULD and second one is 2 PTY. And here we have given auto WT and product or HUWT. These two are activated. Now, today in today's class, we are also trying to include this step as well, deconsolidate. Okay. And there is one more thing, one more point to add. So in which condition system should actually trigger this deconsolidation step? What if my customer is sending homogeneous products in a HU? For example, homogeneous meaning if my customer is sending homogeneous HUs, like if he's only packing one single material into individual HUs and we are trying to receive. So in that case, how system should behave, right? You understood the point? If you are receiving homogeneous issue, I mean like handling units, so it won't be meaningful to trigger this step, right? So how this will be managed by the system, okay, or achieved by the system? So there is one concept called consolidation group. Okay, so that consolidation group is nothing like it is a number. It is a number defined for each and every activity area. Okay, so the working in the background is, so whenever you are trying to receive the mixed handling unit, system will first check based on this indicator. First, system will check to which activity area the stock needs to be placed. If the stock is being placed to different activity areas, then system will automatically trigger this. Or if both the materials are going to be placed in the same activity area, then system will skip this step. Got it? I'll repeat again. If I'm receiving two HUs, for example, I mean, if I'm receiving one HU with mixed products, okay, MAT1 and MAT2, first the system will check based on this indicator. MAT1 should be placed in activity area AA01 or ST01. This is our present activity area. And MAT2 should be placed in ST02. So while creating the put away task, system will check. So if the HU is going to be moved to the same activity area or two different activity areas. If it is going to two different activity areas, then only system will trigger this step. If there is a scenario like if I'll remove this materials, I'm only receiving MAT1, and this MAT1 is supposed to be placed in ST01 activity area. So in this case, this is a homogeneous HU and it need not be deconsolidated because they are already packing single materials in a HU and then we are trying to receive. So in that case, even if you define your external step deconsolidation in your storage process, system will automatically skip. You got my point?
Yes.
Meaning, I mean, the bottom line is, if you are receiving homogeneous HU, even if you define your deconsolidation step in storage process, system will automatically ignore or skip that step. So that is one point to remember. Now, first, let me show you the configuration related to the consolidation group, which I just told you. Okay. So it is under goods issue process. Strategies. Yeah, see, we have defined consolidation group. So this in outbound process, your consolidation group is determined based on your ship to party route and priority. This is not our required setting. So our required setting is this one. First, you need to maintain your consolidation number range. Okay. If we go to our warehouse number, RN99. So this setting is required. If you are working with deconsolidation, then you need to make sure that consolidation group for put away is activated and number range is assigned to it, RN. Okay, this is one check which you need to make sure before you work with deconsolidation. Okay, and the next one is, after you define the number ranges, if you go to activity areas, go to assign storage bins to activity area. So the step one is done. We have already defined the number ranges. So now we are in step two. Okay, I'll go to my warehouse, and my activity area is ST01. So these three are my activity areas, which I already defined while creating the storage types. So here, if I see consolidation group is empty. Okay, system while performing the deconsolidation in the background, system will check whether it is same consolidation group or different consolidation group. So in order to generate a consolidation group for each and every activity area, you can just select those activity areas and then click on full deconsolidation group. I'll click this button. See, now the number is generated. How this number is being generated? This number is being generated from the number range which we defined in the previous config. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
So the consolidation group is now assigned to my activity area. So whenever when I'm receiving a product which is supposed to be placed in ST02 and ST03, those two are already packed in handling unit, then system will come and check, okay, these two are different consolidation groups, then I need to trigger decon external step. Or in case if my consolidation group is same for ST02 and ST03, so in this case system won't allow you because you need to assign internal number range only. So we cannot or assign the same consolidation group to the different activity areas. Clear? So let me assign it again. ST01, ST02, ST03. I'll click on pull deconsolidation group and save it. So now my consolidation group is ready and assigned to my activity area. Now, next one is I need to go to cross-process setting under warehouse tasks, go to process-oriented storage control. Here, first I need to define my external step. We are here now. We need to define this external step, decon. I'll click on new entry, DCON, decon for RM99. Here I need to assign my internal process step, SPR. Enter, click on save. Next, go to process-oriented storage control. So we are going to use the same external step for unload. So we need not configure anything. I go to my warehouse RM99. Unload, we have already defined the source and destination, and as well as the WPT. After unload, we want to perform the deconsolidation, right? So here I'll click on new entry, decon. Okay, source will be copied from my destination itself. So here I'll only give my destination bin. Okay, here I need to create a work center, right? So here we are going to assign the storage type of the work center. So let's create one storage type with work center role E. Let go to master data, define my work center. So no, first I need to define my storage type. So this is already a standard storage type. Let's see if the configuration is correct. I'm using the same storage type which is provided by standard. I need to make sure that the storage type role is E. Storage type role is E, and yeah, I'm keeping it as standard. I'm not changing anything. So let's use the same storage type for our beacon work center. Storage type is defined. Now let me create one bin. RM99 beacon 01 deco. Deco 01 beacon. Okay, beacon 01 storage type and storage bin are created. Now let me define one work center. So there are three work centers. Let me copy one standard work center. I'll copy this. Here my work center is, I need to give my warehouse RM99. Work center will be deco itself. Deconsolidation in GR RM99. Here I need to give my external step. Okay. And in the previous class, we were facing issues in POSA with outbound process, right? System was always creating the task to goods issue zone instead of moving it to work center. So this was the reason why the system was not going to the work center. So here we need to make sure that we assign the external step. Then only system will create a task to the work center. Okay. So this is my external step. I am assigning it here. And I need to also assign my storage type, deco. Repack WT will be the same. And the work center layout, DKMX. This is a standard layout. I'm assigning the same. And then I'll click on enter and save. Now let me show you the layout. Okay. DKMX is our layout. Let me show you that. RM99 DKMX. So here you need to make sure that this one is activated. Okay. So in deconsolidation, this one needs to be activated. Then only we can perform the deconsolidation for the handling units. So this is one special functionality in the deconsolidation work center. Okay, my work center is now ready. Now let us go back to our POSC and now assign my destination storage type, deco. And what is my storage bin? Decon01. Okay. Let me. Okay. Give it. So my external step is ready with the destination bin. I'll save it first. And now I'll go to storage process. In storage process, I'll define my own storage process now. In my warehouse RM99, my storage process is INB2 and the direction is put away. I need to select this. Now assign the external steps in the sequential order. Click on new entries. What is the first one? I need to unload it. After that, I need to perform the deconsolidation, decon. And the third one is put away. And we need to activate this auto WT and this one. Hit enter. Sequence 1, 2, 3. Click on save. Okay. Now we have defined our storage process. Now this storage process needs to be assigned to my WPT. Then only it will be determined, right? So now let's go to our WPT. RM99. What is our newly created WPT? 101Z. go to this WT and change it to INB2 and make sure that our source bin is correct in our WPT. Okay, so and also that WPT should be determined based on your process type determination indicator. Now you need to make sure that your process type determination indicator is assigned correctly for all your materials. Now to do so, you can also update that process type determination indicator from warehouse monitor as well. In monitor, click on product master data, double click on warehouse attributes, give your product number MAT01 to MAT03. So here you can see process type determination indicator is already P1. Okay, if you want to perform the changes, you can directly select the entries, click on mass change or create. Here you can update. If you want P1 or you want to make it blank, you can click on reset. Here my warehouse process type determination indicator is already P1, so we need not perform any changes. Okay, configuration is ready. Now what I'll try to do now is I'll try to receive MAT01 and MAT02. Okay, since MAT01 should go to activity area ST01 and MAT02 should go to ST02, system should trigger deconsolidation step, which we defined in the storage process. Now let me create a inbound delivery. I'm trying to receive one quantity each, and I'm packing. What I'll do is I'll pack in. Okay, I'll pack in a carton. I'm packing MAT1 and MAT2 in one single handling unit. Save it. Delivery is distributed. Check if my HU is available. Yes. Also verify that my process type is determined. Yes, 101 and 101Z. Okay. Now let us try to perform the unload. In order to do so, click on inbound delivery, follow on functions, and then click on unload. And then in order to create the unloading task, click this button, unload WTs. Then save it. 3 warehouse tasks have been created. Now let's see what are those tasks. I'll go to monitor. What is my inbound delivery document? See, these are the 3 tasks. Okay, the first 2 tasks are waiting. B. Based on our configuration, system has created the task, the put away task. We have activated beside auto WT, we have activated product of HUWT, right? So based on that config, system has created this waiting task. Okay, now the open task is unload task. You can see that one ULD external step is status is open, and the stock needs to be moved from source bin to GR zone, meaning from door to GR zone. Let me confirm it. Confirm WT in background. Now see what happens. Task is confirmed. Now system has created automatically the next subsequent task, and the subsequent task is GR zone to deconsolidation. Okay, and the external step is decon. Okay, so I'm now trying to move the stock from GR zone to decon. Confirm in background. Task is confirmed. Okay, now the stock is in deconsolidation work center. So For normal packing, we have SCWM, PACK, pack transaction. But for decon system, I mean, SAP has given a separate transaction, which is SCWM DCONS. Okay. This is the transaction code. Hit enter. Select your work center. You have defined your work center, right? So this is my work center. And then what you need to enter? You need to enter your warehouse request, or you can enter your handling unit. Anything is fine. I am entering my warehouse request. Click on execute. Here we can see our handling unit. 9 all zeros 105. This is the one. Till here, do you have any doubts? Any confusions?
No. Just in here in the warehouse task is created the part of the gear zone to the to the door to the gear zone, and for the final storage bin, and once that you trigger the first step that it was the door to the gear zone, it triggered the deconsolidation task.
Right. I'll tell you. So these two are waiting. Okay. These two are going to the final bin. So based on our configuration, we have activated that check. That is why system has created these two tasks. Forget about this. Come here, the third task. First, you are unloading, right? So in order to unload, you need to move the stock from door to GR zone. We have confirmed it. Stock is now in GR zone. After confirmation of this task, system has automatically created this one, this task, 10683. So this task, that stock needs to be moved from GR zone to deconsolidation work center. We have confirmed this task too. And now the stock is in decon work center. And we are here now. This is our work center, and we are able to see our HU here. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you remember, in our work center layout, we have activated this deconsolidated, right? So that is this one, this tab. You need to go here, and then if you expand this, you can already see this task 10679, 10680. These two tasks are nothing but these two tasks. 10679 is for MAT1, so it is under MAT1. 10680 is for MAT2, it is under MAT2. Here we need to deconsolidate this. Okay, this HU has two products. Now let's try to deconsolidate it. So what is our source HU? 9 all zeros 105, right? I'll copy this HU number and give it in the source HU field. After that, I need to click this button, warehouse tasks. Here you need to select the appropriate warehouse task. This one. I'm trying to deconsolidate this one, MAT01. So that is the reason I'm selecting the first entry. Click on OK. Next, see, after selecting this product and quantity are automatically like determined. How? Based on our selection in the warehouse task. Since that we have selected MAT01, system has determined this quantity. Next, you want to repack in a box, right? So just give packaging material box. And then you need to give your decon. In which bin you want to create the HU. That bin needs to be entered here. And then your packaging material with which you need to pack this MAT1 in a separate HU. After this, click on execute. You see that box HU has been created with 19 all zeros 82, and MAT1 is packed into it.
Those steps need to be done manually?
Yes, these steps needs to be done manually at the work center. So there are dedicated users sitting at the work center, and they have the desktop. Okay, so they perform this packing and perform packing physically, and also they perform the same in the system by following these steps.
Okay, that
Okay.
can also be done by scanning.
Scanning, no. If you want to
Okay.
perform in RF, then you can perform scanning. But in desktop, you need to enter directly. The way I am performing the task, they need to do the same.
Okay.
But there are some pros and cons in RF. Okay. But generally, since you are sitting in a static position, business always prefers to use the desktop to perform the packing.
Okay.
RF is for mobility.
Good.
Okay, so next one, we also need to deconsolidate this mat 202 into carton, because this my business purpose is like this carton is eating so much space when I'm packing. So I just wanted to empty this carton and then pack this mat 2 also in the box. So I'll give my source HU again. My source HU will be the same. I'll copy this, paste it, and then select the material. This time I'll select this entry, mat 02, and then click on OK. My material, my warehouse task, and my product and the quantity are automatically populated. Now you want to create a HU. So you need to give the destination bin. We are into decon 01, right? Enter the same destination bin here. Next, what is the packaging material you want to create the HU? Box RN99, and then click on execute. See, it is now moved to 19 all zeros 83. Now, after performing the deconsolidation, system should create this one. Okay. Now we need to tell the system that the packing is complete for these two HUs. So in order to do so, you need to make sure that you select all the deconsolidated HUs, this one, and then you complete the pack step. So then only system will assume that the packing is completed for these HUs. So if I double click on first HU and go to detail 1, sorry, here you can see HU step completed is not checked. So once I select the HU and then click on complete process step for HU, just observe this indicator. You see that now it is activated automatically. And also let's also try to complete the HU step for this HU as well. Now it is deactivated. Now let me select this and click on complete. It is activated. And you can also see the details, okay? Which storage process you are following and what is the present external step. Then save it. Clear, guys, why we are performing this complete process step for HU? Because the HU step should be completed in POSC. Then only your subsequent tasks can be confirmed or created.
Yes.
These two are now confirmed. Now let's see if these tasks are open to confirm or not. So let's go back to monitor. Now the tasks are in status B, which is waiting. Now let me refresh. Now can you see that this task and this tasks are now in open status? Blank. Blank meaning it is open. And the task is it should be moved from decon to ST01, because based on our strategies, MAT1 should go to ST01, MAT2 should go to ST02. You're right. So that is the reason why system has created two tasks for the individual products. Now let me directly confirm. Clear, guys, what we have performed now? Or do you want me to explain again?
I'm fine.
Okay, so this is our POSC with unloading, deconsolidation, and put away. So now let us also complete the POSC with outbound process. Yesterday we were stuck due to our because we didn't assign the external step in the work center. So let us run the cycle again. But before that, let us verify if our configuration is correct or not. So our requirement is we need to define a storage process with external steps, picking, packing, and staging. So in total, we need 3 external steps. Okay. Go to warehouse task, go to POSC. This is picking, this is packing, this is staging. Pick, pack, stage. These 3 are our external steps, pick, pack, and stage. Now, go to POSC and verify our warehouse process type and destination bin. What is the first one? Picking. So picking is not defined because source is determined from strategies and destination is determined by the second external step, which is pack. That is the reason we haven't defined 1PIK. So the next step is 2PAK. This is for packing, and here we have defined the destination bin and the WPT. And after that, for staging, we have hard-coded the destination bin as GI zone and the WPT. Okay, these 3 are fine. Let me go to storage process. OUT1. Direction is stock removal. Verify the sequence and the steps. First one is picking. Second one is packing. Third one is staging. And I want to create the auto task once the packing is completed. So that is the reason why I have activated the auto task. Okay. So my out one is my storage process. And I'll determine this storage process with the help of my warehouse order. I'll go to my warehouse order, 3 warehouse orders, and maintain my storage process. OUT1, OUT1, OUT1. OUT1 is assigned for all the WCRs. And check my determination sequence for my WCRs. How my WCR should be determined. Okay, if I'm picking from ST01, this one, ST02, all the WCRs are maintaining the sequential, and ST03, sequence 1, 2, 3, WCR 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. Now also let me check my WPT, which is 2010. So in my WPT, my destination bin is GI zone. And the one configuration which we missed yesterday was, it was in work center. Work center, define work center. So this is outbound packing, right? I'm going to OPCK. Here, 2PAK was not assigned. That is the reason why system was creating the task directly to the GI zone instead of moving it to the work center. Okay, make sure you maintain your external step, packing external step to your work center. Then only it will work. Okay, now let me create a new inbound outbound delivery. Let me receive 2 products. Or let me ship 2 products. So we can also create the picking task from monitor also. Let me show you that. I give my document number, execute. So here you can directly select the document and then click on create WT in background. This is nothing but you are creating the picking task in the background. Two tasks were created. Check the tasks. These two tasks were created. The first task is the stock needs to be moved from ST01. This is taken care by the strategies, and this one based on our POS. But before this, since handling unit is mandatory, let me open the document. Click here. Here, our handling unit is mandatory, right? So here, let me also show you one more configuration to create this handling unit automatically. Now, in the present scenario, system is only proposing you the packaging material. So let us also automate creation of this handling unit. So in order to do though, what you can do is the configuration needed for it is in easy access under master data. I think you
But
have
the one question that is not proposed by the packing work center.
this is proposed. This packaging material is proposed based on our warehouse order creation rule. In warehouse order creation rule, we have assigned the packing profile, right?
Yeah.
So that packing profile is assigned to its respective packaging specification. So that is the reason for WCR1, it is proposing box, okay? And for WCR2, it is proposing carton. You remember?
Yes.
Right. So it is just proposing you the packaging material. So I'm showing you how can we create the handling unit number also automatically. Here, for now, it is blank, right? So let me show you how to how system should create this handling unit also automatically. So in order to do that, you can directly go to SCBA, SEBA transaction. Still opening. Okay, let us go to my warehouse. Small activity area. Secret 030. Still 01. So here, let me give this one. And so the meaning of this entries are, so whenever, like if you are going to pick the stock in activity area ST01, then physically in so for example, if you are placing your trolleys in pack work center, okay, so system what actually does is system will create a task from this pack work center to the storage bin ST01 to its respective storage bin, right? So that is what we are entering here. So if you are trying to pick the stock at ST01, you need to go to this bin or carry the trolley and go to ST01 for picking the stock. And similarly, in our present scenario, what I'm doing is I'm hard coding the same packwork center for all our bins ST01, ST02, ST03, and my activity is picking. You got me right? If you're going to a supermarket, there is a separate section for baskets, right? Where the baskets are placed. So that basket, the place where the baskets are placed is my bin OPCK -1. This is actually the packwork center bin. Okay. So this is the bin I need to assign over here if I want to pick the stock from its respective store activity areas. Now let me save it, go back. And now let's see the change. How system will be here. For now, I'll cancel this and recreate it again. Go back. If I go to Pikachu, can you see now? Handling unit number is generated. Earlier, it was blank. If you check for the other warehouse order, handling unit is generated. Earlier, it was blank. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So now, if I try to confirm, my source will be the source bin and the destination HU will be my pick HU because I'm moving the stock from this HU into my basket, right? So my destination HU will be this one. Let me click on confirm in foreground. See, system is automatically proposing you to scan 84 because this is my pick HU. 19 all zeros 84. This is my pick HU. That is why system is proposing me to scan this one. I haven't entered this. System has automatically proposed me. And if I go to the second warehouse order and click on pick HU, what is the handling unit number? 85. Go to product task, click on confirm. See, system is automatically proposing me to place it into this bin. You understood?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm removing the stock from this HU, source HU, which is lying in ST01 -1, and then moving that product into my pick HU. Okay. And then I'm confirming it. Okay, correct level of HU, right? So since we are dealing with nested HU, we need to select the low level HU because in 30, 19 all zeros 30, these two HUs are sitting. So we need to select that appropriate HU. That is the reason why we are getting that error. Select this one and also for this one too. System is too slow. Okay. Also for this, I'll select 2 and then click on confirm plus save. Task is confirmed. Now let me go to monitor to show better picture. I'll copy this document and this is our monitor, right? Now I'll click on warehouse task. Okay. These two tasks were confirmed now. The stock was moved from ST01 to pack. ST01 to pack because we have two HUs. Because MAT1 is lying in first HU, MAT2 is lying in second HU. Okay, now the stock is in pack work center. Now let me go to pack work center. Here I can give my warehouse request number and execute. Give my work center, OPAC. We see two HUs, 84 and 85. 84 and 85. Okay. If you want to repack it, you can repack it into a carton. I'll try to create two HUs. Two HUs have been created. I can directly drag and drop.
But
Sorry.
you that will be for what?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, I say that which is the purpose of that, because we already created handling units in the previous step.
Right.
So
if you want to repack or anything, it's up to you, or you can directly complete it.
Okay.
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 Okay. So once I completed the packing for both these HUs, I can select both the HUs at a time by clicking on control key on the keyboard, and then click on complete. Okay, pack step is completed. Okay, HU step is completed over here for this HU and as well as this HU. Now let me click on refresh and see what happens. You see that a warehouse task is created for its subsequent handling unit. If I also go to monitor and refresh, click on warehouse task, these two tasks 10691, 10691, 10692, 10692. These two tasks have been created because packing is completed, and based on our configuration in POSC, system has automatically created the task to move the stock from pack work center to GI zone. See, the status is open, blank, blank is open. Now let me confirm these two, confirm WT in background. Okay, first we have performed the picking, and then we packed it, and then staging. Do you have any doubts so far?
Why the first is in status A? Is not use that?
We canceled it earlier, right? Because we were trying to explore with handling unit number. So I've canceled that warehouse task and then recreated another.
Okay, good.
Any doubts? Maria, Mauricio?
No. Thank you.
Vamshi, any doubts? Okay, so this is about POSC. I suggest you to practice this POSC and warehouse order creation rule, because this plays a vital role in EWM. Okay, build your own warehouse and play around with WCR and POSC. That's what I suggest. So let's move on to the next topic. This is actually a small topic, but before that, can we take a 10 minutes break, guys?
Yes, Rohit.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so the next topic is LOSC, layout oriented storage control. Okay. So Explain what is this LOSC. Okay. For example, in your warehouse, you have GR zone. And these two, this is storage type 01 and storage type 02. These two storage types are not in the ground floor. These two are in the first floor. Okay. And this GR zone is in the ground floor. And these are my stairs. So in that case, if I want to move the stock from GR zone to ST01, I first need to move the stock from GR zone to states, which is, I'll make it as IDP1. Okay. So first I need to move the stock from GR zone to IDP1. And then I need to move the stock from IDP1 to ST01 or ST02. That is the thing. Why? Because I need to track, since I need to track the position of the handling units during its process. So that is the reason why SAP has introduced layout oriented storage control. So due to some layout constraints of the warehouse, uh, if a handling unit needs to be placed to some different location, but due to layout constraints, first it needs to be moved to the intermediate bin, and then the stock needs to be moved from intermediate bin to its final bin. So that is the purpose of layout oriented storage control. For example, if I want to move the stock from GR zone to ST02, okay. So in that case, when I create the task from GR zone to ST02, in LOSC, I'll configure in such a way that whenever the stock is being moved from moved to ST02, it should first be moved to IDP1. And then system, and then I should move the stock to from IDP1 to ST02. Okay. So let us configure the same in system. And also one more point. So this is one business requirement. Like if you have the final storage bins placed in the first floor or second floor, in that case, if you want to place the stock on a lift or stairs, so you can in that scenario your LOSC can be utilized. Or for example, whenever you are trying to place the stock in ST01, you want to perform the or it should undergo to the ID point first. Okay, so whenever you are trying to place the stock in ST01, it needs to be first placed in the ID point where the identification will happen. Physical identification will be happening for the handling units, and then stock should be placed in ST01. So in that case also we can make use of LOSC. And for LOSC, handling unit is not mandatory. Even if you don't use handling units, system will still identify your LOSC configuration and allow you to create the tasks. But whereas in POSC, handling unit management is mandatory. Okay. And one more thing, if you are using ID points, then in that case, handling unit is mandatory. You got me right? So here there are two scenarios. If you want to move the stock from storage bin 1 to storage bin 3, then if you want, system should first place the stock to ST02 from point, if you, or in other words, if you want to move the stock from point A to point C, then you will configure in your system in such a way that first the stock should be moved from point A to point B, and then you need to manually move the stock from point B to point C. So for this, handling unit management is not necessary, not mandatory. But if you are making use of identification points, in this case, handling unit management is mandatory. So let us see the configuration in SAP. Since we are dealing with warehouse tasks, it is under cross-process setting, warehouse tasks. Here we have define layout-oriented storage control. I'll go to my warehouse. RN99. Okay, and delete all the copied entries. So let us execute the first requirement. What is the first requirement? I think it is erased. If this is my this is GR zone and S201, ST02. Here, if I want to move the stock from GR zone to ST01, system should first force me to move the stock from GR zone to STR1. This STR1 is nothing but your stairs. Okay. So for stairs, I'm trying to create a new storage type altogether. Okay. And similarly, if you want to move the stock from GR zone to ST02, I want system to create the task first for GR zone to STR1 and then move the stock from STR1 to ST02. Okay, so this is our first requirement. So let us try to map the same requirement here. So before that, let me define one storage type. RN99 ST01. I'll copy the same. This is states for RN99. Oh God, yes. Copy STR1. States for RN99. Here, I don't want this to be activated. Put away rule, I'll keep it as general storage area since it is a stairs. And split during put away is not required here. And yes, that is it. Okay, now my storage type is defined. Let me create one storage book. STR01 and STR1 is my storage type. Okay, now we have defined this storage type as well as storage bin. Now let us go to LOSC and configure accordingly. Under cross-process setting, go to define LOSC. I'll create a new entry. Here in my warehouse RN99, whatever my source is, so this is my source storage drive, right? I'm just keeping it as open. But if my destination bin is ST01, then system should create a task to STR1. And the bin under STR1 is STR01. Okay, I'll repeat again. In my warehouse RN99, if I'm trying to move the stock to ST01, no matter what the source is. If my destination, if I'm trying to move the stock to ST01 storage type, then system should first move the stock to STR1 and then move it to ST01. Okay, that is the meaning of these entries. And what is this whole HU or not? If you want to control your LOSC based on your handling unit, whether it is uh, handling unit task, or if it is a hand, if you want to uh, uh, consider this setting or consider this LOSC setting only for empty handling units, then you can select this. And if you want to, if you are trying to pick the stock completely or full HU withdrawal, so in that case, you can select C. So based on different conditions, you can actually activate this. Okay. For now, I'm just keeping it as not relevant. And here also we have this handling unit type group, HU type group. For example, if you want to execute the PLC only for pallets, or if you want to execute the PLC on LOSC only for boxes, so that you can control. If you hard code that HU type group here, then this LOSC will be specifically looking for HU types. For now, I'm just keeping this blank. I'm keeping it open. Okay. Hit enter. Now I'll click on save. What is the ID point? I'll tell you in the next topic or in the next scenario. Okay. Now, if my destination is ST01, system should force me to move the stock to STR. Now let us test. GL31 or okay, GL31. So I'm selecting MAT01 because my MAT01 should be placed in ST01, right? So that is why I'm selecting MAT01 and I'm trying to receive one quantity. Display. Now let me unload. Task is created. Let me go to monitor. See, this is on hold, this is waiting, and this is open. Now I want to move the stock from door to GR zone. Now let me confirm it. Did I pack it? No, right? Yeah, it is packed. Fine. So now I'm moving the stock from door to GR zone. Now the stock is now in GR zone. Now let us see how system will behave. Now we are in decon step, right? Now let me first move the stock to deconsolidation work center. Confirm it. Now let me go to DCONS. Can give my warehouse request. Execute. Here, I click on deconsolidate. What is my source HU? Decon1. Carton. Execute. We complete the step. HO step is completed. Let me close this. Refresh. Now system has, see, now system is supposed to move the stock from decon to ST01 minus 03. But what happened? System is trying to create the task to stairs. Now LOS is triggered. Earlier, we used to confirm this task. Now, since we have configured LOSE, now system is first asking us to move the stock from a deconsolidation work center to stairs, and from stairs the stock will be moved to its final bill. You understood?
Yes,
Yeah.
apparently yes.
So now I'm moving the stock from deconsolidation to stairs. Confirm WT in background. Now my task is open. This task. Now system is asking me to move the stock from stairs to its final bill. I'll move it. Confirm. Process is complete. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain you what is this ID point. So ID point is a place, nothing but it is not exactly a work center, but it is a physical place where warehouse worker identify the handling units before they are placed into its final bin. So that is ID point. Okay, so let us define one ID point. So for that, we need to define one storage type. Master data, define storage type. I'll copy, yeah, there's already one ID point. I'll use the same. So what will be the storage type role? It will be A. A meaning ID point. I need to select A. And as I mentioned, handling unit requirement is mandatory for ID point because it is obvious, right? So whenever you are trying to place the handling units, system should undergo the ID point. So that is why handling unit requirement is mandatory. And then all the fields are blank. Save it. And after this, I need to create a storage bin for ID point. ID P1 minus 1. ID P1 minus 2. Okay, I have defined a storage bin under identification point. Next, what is my requirement? If I want to move the stock to, so this is our scenario, right? So if I want to move the stock to ST01 or ST02, it should go to ID point. So in order to activate this, we need to first go to ST01 storage type. Master data. And here we have ST01 and ST02, right? Go to change mode. Here you have an indicator ID point active. You need to activate ID point here. Save it. And deselect all. Let me also activate for ST02. Save it. Okay, ID point is now activated for ST01 and ST02. Fine. Now let me go back. So for these two storage types, I have activated the ID point. Meaning, so whenever I'm trying to place a stock in ST01 or ST02, it should go to ID point. Now we have also defined this IDP1, storage type and a bin with the role identification point. So the master data config is done. Now we need to perform the configuration related to LOS. Go to layout or storage control in my warehouse. I'll create a new entry, RN99. If I'm trying to place a stock in ST01, it should always move to intermediate storage type ID point, IDP. And the bin which I created is IDP102. And here I need to activate this ID point. And same for ST02 as well. Should go to IDP1 and then should go to this intermediate bin, and I activate this ID point here. Now the configuration is complete, but here we have configured the same setting for ST01. So what I'll do is I'll delete the first entry which we have tested for the first entry. Okay. So for ST01 now I have activated the ID point. Now let's test whether I want the system should move the stock to IDP102 when I'm placing in ST01 or ST02. Now let's test. This time what I'll do is I'll go to monitor first and see the stock. Now let me try to create an ad hoc movement. Mat 01. I see some stock in bulk BLK01. Let me open this handling unit. Right. So what I'll do is I'll try to move this stock from BLK01 to ST01. Now let's see how system will behave. So in order to move the HU movements, you need to go to SAP EWM ADHU transaction code. Here, enter your handling unit number, click on execute. HU is now lying in BLK01. Now let me try to move it to ST01 storage type. Here the warehouse process type is supervisor. Let me create one warehouse task or the WPT. There is one standard WPT. It was somehow deleted by someone. Let me copy it from standard. Copy. RM99. Enter. Oh. Entry already exists. Yeah, it is there. Okay, now I am trying to move the stock from bulk storage type to ST01. Now let's see how system behaves. Click on create plus save. Warehouse order was created. Now let me open that task. And double click here. You see that even though I have created the task from bulk storage to ST01, system has created the task to identification point. Guys, did you understand?
Yeah, so it won't be only for the good receipt, it will be for all the
all
the
the tasks, whether it is goods issue or return movements or put away, any task. Whenever you are trying to move the stock into ST01 or ST02, system will always force you to move the stock to IDP1 minus 02. Why? Because in LOSC we have maintained the configuration accordingly.
okay. And we should choose between one of those, or it can be mixed
Choose
in the
meaning
in the POSC and LOSC.
LOSC is nothing but due to the layout constraints of the warehouse, we actually configure the LOSC. But
Yeah.
we can use POSC and LOSC both at a time.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. So let me confirm this. Click on save. Now the stock is now lying in IDP102. And after IDP102, you need to move the stock manually. System won't create the task automatically.
Okay.
Right. If I want to verify, I'll copy this handling unit number, go back, execute it. See, the handling unit is now lying in IDP1 minus 02. We need to move this stock manually. Create. Task is created. See, now it is allowing motive to ST0103. Click on confirm, please save. Is it clear, guys, why LOSC is used? What is the purpose? And how can we make use of POSC plus LOSC?
This could be used as a picking zone. So every time that I pick something, it goes to the identification point to do the picking, or no?
So, for example, if you don't have any dedicated work center while receiving, you only have a place where there are few workers sitting there, warehouse workers, and their job is to identify the received HU physically, whether they are in correct shape or not before they place into the final bin. So that is the purpose of ID point. You are just identifying. Identification is being done for the received HUs. This is not, don't mix up with the one which we have configured in SAP EWM SCBA transaction. That is something different.
Okay.
That configuration is related to the you have the trolleys, right, to pick the stock. So the starting point of that trolleys is actually configured in SAP EWM SCBA. So that is different altogether, and this is different. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so that is it for today. Can we meet on Monday same time?
Yes.
So Ravi, please note it that we'll be meeting